Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Bob's Garage, and I'm back. So let's make this quick so we can get down to the meat of the channel again. I just spent a couple months in the hospital getting my kidney transplanted. So yeah, exciting. I have my entire life back again for the second time. The first time that happened was when I was in the hospital. The first time when I was 15, got told I had 24 hours to live. I was told I wasn't going to have good quality of life, and then I was given my life back again. And this time I was told I needed a kidney, and now I don't have an umbilical cord holding me down. I had a 15-foot leash every night at 10 o'clock. Now I don't. And I can't tell you guys how good that makes me feel. I'm able to go do whatever I want. Again. I can be that guy again. Let's go camping, let's go camping. Let's go fishing, let's go fishing. Take the kids trick-or-treating. Uncle Bob's will be right there with a trunk full of candy. So, that brings me to the projects. Now, the last thing I referenced on the channel was the ST90, the granny bike. I've got footage for that, but at the moment, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to try to sell it. Honestly, if I can get what I have into it out of it, deal. It would be a good project if I didn't need money for medical co-pays, which are expensive. But, I mean, I've got some footage, I got some content, I'll see where it goes. I'm waiting on a buddy of mine to tell me if he's got parts. If he has parts, I'll go forward with doing something with it, but if he doesn't, then wash my hands of it. The other Trail 90 I've got is my good one, the red bike, the grandpa bike. I've got a new motor for it from my buddy John. I've got the piston, I've got the gasket set, I've got the everything gasket set, the master kit. That's getting worked on, but that's been bumped down the pipeline. The Ducati, which I've actually found footage for, I can do another like 2 videos on. The Ducati broke. Yeah. I gave it to another YouTube channel. They never came and picked it up. I went to the hospital. So, I mean, I know they didn't... We're friends on Facebook. I've known these guys for a bit. And I've watched their channel for a long time. Still can't tell you guys who it is. But the bike broke. I ended up finding out that the lay shaft that runs the water pump is busted, which requires an engine disassembly. I'm going to end up doing that. I'm going to tell them full disclosure, like, hey guys, I didn't know. If you want the bike as is, deal, come get it. If not, then I'll fix it and give it to you guys then. It's content for me. It'd be really cool if, you know, they still wanted it. I like their channel a lot. And if they did something cool with it, that'd be dope. But, you know, it's up to them. So that leads me to the black KLR 650 I talked about. I picked up a parts bike, did some trading with, I have money I didn't earn, quote unquote. I got a car given to me for free, sold it for a bunch of money, gave the guy who gave me the car some cash, said, hey man, I sold it, here's some money. And then I had that kind of free cash, and I used it to buy a bike at auction, traded that bike that I got at auction for a 2015 KLR 650. I decided I needed to hear it run. And a running KLR 650 engine like this bad boy is like a lot of money. It's like between $1,200 and $1,500. And then you add shipping. I was told the bike was stock. It's not. It's got mods done. Airbox, exhaust. I don't know what's been done to the motor. Something's been done to the motor. It has the doohickey mod done. Definitely has carburetor work. And then it needed a 10-cent part. The kid told me it needed a bunch of electrical work. I went through the wiring harness. It didn't. Everything ohmed out correctly. I still swapped the parts on because it looked like shit and it had been right stuff together, and it's just, I don't like bad gasket jobs, so it leaked a bunch. I had to pull the gasket anyway, so I just put known good parts on from a friend of mine, and it needed a 10-cent resistor across 2 wires in the ignition switch. Turns out Amazon doesn't put those in the ignition switch for a Gen 2 KLR 650, so the Amazon switch, I fixed it with my brother's help, and now that bike runs. I took it around the block, and as soon as I found out that it hauls freaking balls, I was like, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to do something with it. I'll do something cool with it. I've got parts. I've got ideas. There's a mod I always wanted to do to a KLR 650, a set of modifications, really. And, yeah, you'll see that on the channel. The next released videos, because I'm not going to release the Ducati videos until after these next KLR 650 videos. The next set of videos is the tan bike, but the black bike, my 100,000 mile KLR 650, is actually sitting in the shop right now. That thing is 3/4 of the way torn apart because I got another frame, another engine, another wiring harness, a bunch of parts. So I've actually got parts, and most of the way through swapping the frames on a bike. I have titles for both frames. I'm not doing anything illegal. Frame on the black bike's cracked in a couple of key places and the steering stem's bent. What that means is, instead of the forks coming down straight, the whole front end's kicked just a few degrees. And that is enough to make that bike very dangerous off-road. And dangerous on-road. It doesn't handle right. So I made the executive decision, find a frame, found a frame. Once everything's done, I take the bike and the old black frame in with both titles and notify the DMV. They fill out their paperwork, they notify the state police update their database, and I'm legal. So there's that. I've already been accused of trying to get away with a frame swap, and that's not what it's for. It's definitely to make the bike safe again. And I'm not doing a whole lot to that bike. The black KLR 650 was a friend of mine's. I purchased it off him, and we had a deal where we were going to be doing 2 gambler events, and he ended up passing away. I'm still wanting to do his event. I'm actually in talks with one of his best buddies where he lived about an area he would like to visit, where he knows John would have liked, and then doing a gambler event from the Grand, Oregon to his location, wherever he wants, and taking the bike. And then my event is been to somewhere on the coast. There's a couple of different routes I know. Just really depends. And yeah, the projects I've got, that's pretty much it. Except for the FJ55 and the 63 C10 and then my daily driver Suburban. And that's kind of where we leave off. At the moment, I've got a couple of videos in the pipeline for the 2 KLRs. I'm going to try to do a every week or every other week release schedule. It's kind of tough with work and life and everything, but you know, I'm going to try my best. And then more coverage of different stuff. Like, I know that some people on the YouTube channel here didn't, you know, the videos for the amps didn't do very well. I do have some friends though that really enjoyed those, so I've got a couple of monster amps in the back I'll be doing some bench testing on and just having fun with. I mean, who doesn't like listening to Biggie Smalls loud enough to rattle everything? I've got a freaking monster Memphis bell back there, and I've got a 2,000 watt T0 Rockford Fosgate Power Series, 10-inch subwoofer. 10s are small, but this thing has a magnet like that. It's a 1 ohm stable amplifier. It's dope. And I mean, besides that, there's other stuff. I cleaned the shop out. It's got new lighting, so if I do this, I've got 12-volt lights. And I've got power upgrades to do. I've got light upgrades to do. Moving the bench around. And I've got mini bikes. I'm going to try to video some fun stuff this year. Every time I've done the YouTube channel, I was dealing with, it's hard for me to say this, I was dealing with some pretty hardcore depression. Whether it was originally when the F-55 got T-boned and, Hoopty-Doopty went away because I needed the room. And then I got the white GTI, and I got ready to film for that. And then on the trip, the GoPros got stolen, and I totaled the car. I mean, I didn't total the car. I hit a rock at 40 miles an hour, caved the oil pan into the crank, and blew the engine. That took the spark away, and then learning I had all of my old medical issues coming back took the spark away. And then right when I get back to it, man, I go to the Gambler 500 event, have the best time I've ever had at an event, and then all of a sudden, shit, I gotta go get a kidney, and I'm back with no leash. You know, it's a pill bottle. I've just got to make sure I take my anti-rejection medication. No more dagger hanging over my head. No more, I have to be home at 10 o'clock. And that is such a relief. And with that, guys, I'm going to leave it off here on a positive note. I am back. I get to do whatever I want. I just went and did a huge Gambler 500 event. And by huge, I mean there was like 10 people there. But it was just a literal friend hitting me up going, hey man, are you doing the trail cleanup in Sisters? And me going, I can't make it. And then him asking the golden question. My buddy Russ goes, why? Why can't you make it, buddy? And I had to sit back and realize that I had so ingrained in myself to say no to random last minute things because of the dialysis machine. And I gotta tell him, no, you know what, right, dude? You are right. There is nothing holding me back anymore. And I went and had a blast. I then went up and saw my sister. I picked up the parts bike. I'm able to do, within my funds, whatever I want. And, you know, I can't use depression as an excuse anymore because I'm not depressed anymore. Like, that's the beauty of it. And with that, guys, this big stupid smile I can't take off my face, I'm going to call it for the night. You know, I've got a couple of videos coming down the pipeline. I'm going to start editing the first of the KLR 650 videos. I'm probably going to be going over bits and pieces of the same stuff I just talked about, but I figured a dedicated video was in order. So with that, guys, it's been Big Boz. I'm in my garage. Like and subscribe. I guess that's what all the YouTubers say. But yeah, keep it safe, keep it sunny side up, and I'll catch y'all next time. Later.